Hello guys, my name is Desmond and I welcome you to my lesson for today where we'll be looking at your mathematics, obviously paper 2. So guys, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very, very much important because what I'm about to say, it's massively. Hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. Folks, by so saying, please, good people, please make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So, obviously, most of you guys did indicate that you are able to see over there. And most importantly, I hope you guys can clearly hear me when I speak. Okay, so I'm not sure if all of you guys got the questions that are sent in the group. So that is what we'll be doing in today's lesson. I'm hoping to finish off this question so that we know that we have covered everything on this question paper. So good people, please do make sure that in cases where you do not understand, you ask questions. And most importantly, guys, I'm encouraging you guys to be responsive as much as possible. It doesn't matter whether your answer is wrong or correct. As we have noticed on yesterday's lesson, we had the likes of Tumza and everyone else who give their opinions on some questions, and it helps me to expand my explanation. So it is very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that at all times you pay full attention to all the details. So good people, what I'm going to be doing is just to read through the given statement, and then from there we go through the questions. So before I read the given statement under 5.1, can you guys confirm for the last time if all of you guys are able to clearly hear me when I speak? And again, can you clearly see on the whiteboard over there?
Yes, sir.
Last one to confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So the statement reads as follows. In triangle GDM. Okay, let's see. They say in triangle GDM, GP it's equals to H. Let's see, where's GP? Is it GP? No, yes. G, there's G, and then there is P. So they are saying that is equals to H. Okay, so
Yes,
there
sir.
is H. Okay, so now they say GD, it's equals to M units. Where's GD? There's G, there is D. Okay, that is equals to M units. GM is equals to D units. Where is GM? There is G, there is M. So that length is equals to D units. And dm is equals to G units. Where is dm? Oh, there is D and there is M. Okay, I think now everything makes sense. So can you guys see the given statement? It's a complete representation of the given diagram. So that means in case if you were not given that statement, you should be able to see that there you've got a length from G to D or from D to G, which is M units, M in capital, I mean in small letters. Then you've got that which is D, and then you've got that which is G. For some reason, opposite to this angle, it's actually small letter of that capital letter. Opposite to that, it is that. Opposite to that, it is that. And right in the middle, not necessarily in the middle, but they've got a vertical line from G down to that line. And most importantly, we notice something interesting there. So they're saying G and what else? P, it's equals to H. I hope this doesn't disturb. Let me just quickly do something. Okay, can you guys see there? Are we still clear there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now, let's try to answer the questions. Let's see. What does the first question say? Can someone read for us the first question there? I'm just trying to think of some questions that I'll ask you guys before we even go deeper. But in the meantime, can someone just read for us the first question?
So it says determine sign D in terms of H and M.
Determine what? Sign D.
Yes, sir.
In terms of,
H and M.
are those in capital letters or small letters?
Small
Small
letter.
letters.
In terms of H and M. Okay, before we even go deep into this question, can you guys tell me how many triangles are you seeing on that diagram? So this is just a general question. In this case, we are not yet answering that first question, but I just want to stretch your mind, guys. Can you guys tell me how many triangles are you seeing there? Remember, mention your name and I will recognize you.
Okay, so 3, sir.
Order, honorable member, order. Kogsa, can you withdraw that, honorable member?
Kgolagano.
I think I also heard Lerato. Kogsa has made a point. Remember, Kogsa, you had to mention your name, but it's fine. You said 3 triangles. Lerato, go for it. Then afterwards, Kolahanyo, make your point.
Sir, I see 2 triangles.
Lerato, she's seeing 2 triangles. Okay, let's see. Who is it? Okay, Kuli, go for it.
Sir, I agree with Koketsa. I see 3 triangles.
Okay. Let me now speak to Lerato. Lerato, welcome back, honorable member. Let's see. We have 3 triangles in there, even though it seems as if you have this triangle and also that triangle. But remember, you also have that big triangle. So, good people, let's see. You have this being, let's say, the first triangle that we can see. We also have this one. And again, we also have this triangle. Does it make sense there, Lerato?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
100%. So, good people, it's very, very much important that you are able to identify the number of triangles that you are having in a diagram, because in case if it's three triangles but you are only seeing two, it might be a bit of a challenge for you to answer some questions. So let's see. Now that we agree that we have got three triangles, how many of those triangles are right-angled triangle, and how many of those are just triangles? Remember, mention your name and I will recognize you.
So can I please repeat the question?
Ratu.
So, how many, okay, we know we've got three triangles. How many of those are right-angled triangle, and how many of those out of that three are just triangles? So I've heard
Ratu.
Lerato mentioning her name. Anyone else would like to give it a try? Kgolahanyo, a name. Anyone else? Okay, Tumza, let's start with you.
There are
Mm-hmm.
two right angle triangle, and there's
Mm-hmm.
only one just triangle.
Okay, which are those? Which are right-angled triangles?
Triangle GPM
Mm-hmm.
and triangle GPD.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, if you have something similar to that and they show that sign as a 90-degree sign, that means also on this side, automatically you have a right angled triangle. So this is the sign that tells you that you've got a right angled triangle. But otherwise, if they do something similar to that and they don't draw that line, do not assume that this is a right angled triangle. Try to read from the statement to check if they do say in terms of weights, to say maybe a let's say PQ. If with their own weights they say PQ is perpendicular to AB, that means um, this is a 90-degree angle over there. But if they do not say, just assume that this is just a line which is crossing that one, but you are not sure if it is a right angled triangle. No, if it is a two perpendicular lines forming a 90-degree angle. So for a 90-degree angle, you must be told, or they must draw something similar to that. So now that you know you've got a right angle triangle, a right angle triangle, and just a triangle, here comes a question. Now that we have two right angled triangle and we just have one triangle, what possible tools can we use to solve problems or triangles which are right angled triangle? Do you guys have an idea of what we can possibly use?
Ratu.
Go for it, Lerat.
So for a right angled triangle, maybe we can use trig ratios.
Okay, trig ratios. Do we have something else that we can use?
Yes, sir.
What is
Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, theorem of Pythagoras. So that means we can use sine, cos, or tan ratio, or otherwise theorem of Pythagoras. Okay, so now that we are on the same page, let's try to now answer the question. So remember, guys, everything that I'm asking you now, it's what we discussed on last week's lessons from Monday till Friday. Okay, so now let's see. So you guys said the question says determine sine angle D in terms of H and M. Okay, so let's see. You need to know what is the trig ratio for sine. So obviously for sine is opposite over hypotenuse, that we know. But now, which triangle has letter H and letter M? Can you see? It is that triangle. So let's draw that triangle that has what is it, H and again M. So it happens to be triangle G, D, and P. So there it forms a 90-degree angle. Why? Because we already know on this side is 90. So on that other side it has to be 90. Okay. Now that it makes sense, where is the reference angle? So they are talking about angle D. So obviously, angle D, we can maybe say it is that one and make it angle D like that. So remember, once you know the reference angle, you can easily identify your hypotenuse, your opposite, and your adjacent. Actually, when you have the 90-degree angle, you know that side automatically, if you like, automatically, it is your hypotenuse. After identifying your reference angle, then you know you've got your adjacent, and then the side opposite to your angle is your opposite, which means sine of angle D, it has to be opposite. What is opposite? Obviously, it's H over what is a hypotenuse? It's M. So I think this is how you would answer this question. I'm not sure if you guys are in agreement with what I've done over there. Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. Shreyas, what is the next question? I hope all of you guys did understood that part. Let me maybe write it somewhere there so that we don't lose that question. So what is it? We are having sine of angle D being equals to H over M. Okay, next question.
So it's determine sine of M in terms of the small letters H and D.
So let's see. That is obviously 5.2. What are they saying there, Shreyas? I think I've got the question also there. No. Where are the questions, Shreyas? What are they saying there, Shreyas? Oh, yes, determine. This is actually 5.1.1, 5.1.2. So the whole of this, which is what I read initially, is the statement under 5.1. Remember, guys, very, very much important that you follow the numbering system used in the question paper. Very, very much important over there. Okay, so now let's see. Determine sine M. Sine M in terms of H and D. So, Shreyas, this is how you approach this type of a question. Ask yourself, which triangle has letter H and letter D? Can you see? Is this triangle? So, it's better if you just draw it. So let's see, we've got G, we've got P, we've got M, and the angle is this angle at M. So you can just make the reference angle over there. What are you having? You have D there, you have H over there. So now, what is the trig ratio for sine? Obviously, we know sine again is what is it? Opposite over hypotenuse. So now, what is the opposite in this case? Can you see? The opposite is now that h. So it's more like you've got sine of angle that being opposite, opposite being h over what is hypotenuse is d. Are you guys in agreement with what I've done over there? Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it makes sense.
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, 100%. So now, let me remove all of that, and then from there, I'll just write down this as the answer that we got under that question. So sine of angle M is equals to H over a D. So now let's move on to the next question, which is 1-3. Let's see, Shreyas, what are they saying there?
So they're saying that hence show that sine of D over small letter d is equal to sine of M. So sine of M over small letter m.
Okay, so they want you to show that a sine of angle D over a small letter d is actually equals to sine of a, what is it, capital letter M over small letter m. I'm not sure if you guys can be able to try and attempt this question. Is there someone who would like to give it a try in terms of how can you approach this type of a problem? Baleka ngenyawo zobili. Did you guys baleka? Baleka. Baleka. Kogza. Ubalekile ntombo. Kuli.
Sir. Sir.
Yevo. I'm not sure if my mic is muted. It seems like it's unmuted. But is there someone who wants to give it a try, guys? Tumza, Shravan, Grace, Ntabise Nkotle, Lungstar, Tsepam Monchonyan, Tsepang, no, Tsepaone Monchonyan, Tsepaone. I think it's your first time attending my lesson. Welcome. Determination Kimei. Okay, so good people, first thing first, that weight saying hence, it's an indication to you that whatever that you're trying to do, focus on the previous answers that you got. And most importantly, it has to be correct answers, because if on your previous questions you got wrong answers, then you won't be able to correctly show that this thing is actually equals to that. But I want you guys to notice something. How about from these two answers we try to make H the subject of the formula, because this h, that height from there to there, is the same height for this triangle and again for that triangle. Do you guys agree with me on that one? Makos, Liavu, no maka, Bagit.
Yes, sir.
Last one to form.
So can I try it?
Yes, give it a try, Shreyas.
So we can say that the sine of D would be H over M
Which is that
all
one? Yes.
over D, small letter D.
Okay, maybe let me write it down. So you're saying sine of angle D is equals to H over M, and you're saying all of this divided by D, nay?
Yes, sir. No, so you can take out the sine of D, sir. The H over M represents it.
Oh, I can remove this one, you see.
No, so you can take out the top line, sir. All of it.
Oh, okay.
Then just put H over M.
Oh, okay, no, I see. Then I put H over M, okay?
So then all that equals to H over D all over M.
All over M.
So then I think the M's, they cancel out and the D cancel out. Then you'll be left with H. So that's as far as I got.
Okay. Thanks for that attempt, Shreyas. Last attempt so that I can explain how you approach this question. Remember, guys, it helps when you give wrong attempts, because in that way, I'm able to explain better. But if you guys don't attempt at all, I'm just going straight to the answer. And in case if this question comes differently, you won't be exposed to other possible ways in which you can explain this one. Already from Shreya's attempt, I already know how to explain. So can someone give the second attempt? Let's see. Gogza is on the top. Gogza, can you unmute your mic so that we can pray? As Tandaza, Gogza. Gogza,
Yes, sir.
should I start with a song or straight away we just pray?
Let's pray, sir.
Then Tandaza mamfundisi. Tandaza lapho. Tandaza in terms of sine D over D equals to sine M over M. As valeni mahlo Lvandla.
I say I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay, Shreyas, I'm removing all of this name. So njengoba umamfundisi asho, that means I'm just assuming that most of you guys have got no idea of how to approach this problem. So remember, Shreyas, they want us to show that this thing is equals to that. So that means whatever that we do, in the end, it's more like we are proving that this is equals to that. So now, because of this word saying hence, it means we will need to use our previous answers. So my suggestion, guys, is that this height, Lerato, is the same height for this triangle and again for that triangle. So let's try to make H the subject of the formula for each of these answers. So let's see. Obviously, let's maybe concentrate on 5.1.1. We have sine of angle D being equals to H over M. So how can we make H the subject of the formula? Obviously, we just cross multiply. Can you see? Here it's over 1. So it's more like we have H, which is that H being equals to M sine of angle D. I'm not sure if you guys understand just that part. Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, so now let's again try to make H the subject of the formula for 5.1.2. So can you see, Shreyas, for number 2, we've got that being H over D. So now we just do the same, we cross multiply. So it's more like H is equals to, this is D sine of angle M. Does this one make sense to everyone? Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, 100%. So, do you guys agree with me that this H is actually equals to that H, meaning I can equate this thing to that thing and say M it's equals to sine of angle D what am I saying? Not equals to, but the whole of this thing being M sine of angle D, I can equate it to D sine of angle M. I'm not sure, guys, if that makes sense, guys. Does it make sense to everyone?
Please come again, sir.
So can you see the coxa? So that H being GP is H and is the same H for that triangle and also for that triangle. So it's more like the height for both triangle is the same. So obviously, because of this saying hence, it means we might need to refer to our previous answers. So the strategy here is to try and make H the subject of the formula. So now we cross multiply, we have this. For example, Makoksa, this one we can take it as our equation number 1. Remember, simultaneous. Also, here we make H the subject of the formula. We can therefore regard this as our equation number 2. So now, since hallelujah is equals to that, and again we go to Shreya's church, hallelujah is equals to that. So that means since this is hallelujah and also this is hallelujah, that means also this is hallelujah and also that one is hallelujah. Then we can just say this hallelujah is the same as that hallelujah. It's the same thing. What's up? Eh, does it make does it make sense, nyana nyana? No.
Yes, sir.
The last one to confirm, in case if it doesn't, just make sure that you make me aware.
It does.
So that means we, okay, 100%. So can you guys see that all that we need to do is just, let's say for example, if we divide on this side by M, remember, whatever that you do on the left, you do on the right. So that means you'll divide on this side also also by m, which means this is going to cancel, that is going to cancel, and you remain with sine of angle D being equals to D a sine of angle M over M. Then also you can just remove that D, which means you can divide both sides by D. Whatever that you do on the other side, you also do on the other side. You divide by D. That cancels, that cancels. So now it means you remain with a sine angle D over a, what is it, small letter d, which is that one. And on this side, you remain with sine angle M over small letter m. Did that make sense to everyone? Or is it confusing?
Yes, I do understand.
Yes,
Yes, sir, it makes sense.
So that means in this case, we're not losing anyone, isn't it? Shravan, Kulikuli, Grace, Tabiseng, Lungster, determination. Does it make sense?
Yes,
yes,
sir, it
sir.
makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it does. But I really don't understand this last, you know, there you're saying that they cross each other.
Okay, who was speaking there? Was it determination or is it Tabiseng? Who was speaking?
Determination, sir.
Okay, Tabiseng, remember to mute your mic, Nang. I notice your mic is unmuted. Okay, so maybe let me do something. What am I going to do? I think I will need some space. Maybe let me remove all of this and try to quickly redo it. Okay, let's see. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to try and make this the subject of the formula. So obviously h is equals to what is it? It's going to be m for the first one. It's going to be m sine of angle D. And again, for this one, if I make h the subject of the formula, then I'm having D sine of m. So now that means this is h, that is h, this is equals to that. So that means m sine of angle D is actually equals to D what is it? Sine of angle M. So now what I need to do is just to have a fraction which actually leads me to that. So that means I need to have sine angle D over a small letter d. So for me to do that, what if I remove this m determination? For you to remove that m, that's if you divide by exactly that m so that it cancels. But remember, whatever that you do on the left, you also do on the right. So that means there you have that. So that means you remain with sine of angle D being equals to D sine of angle M over a small letter m. Remember, you can't cancel this m and that one because this is an angle and this is the length or this is the side. So you can't cross that. Be careful of that. So now can you see? You now need to remove this a d determination. How do you remove this d? Remember, guys, this is just a single term. This is a single term. So you don't transpose in this case. There's no way you can transpose. This d is attached to that. And the only way to detach it, that's if you divide exactly by that d so that it cancels. Remember, guys, whatever that you do on the other side, you also do on the other side. So can you now see that you actually remain with sine of angle D over DH? I don't know who taught me how to say over, but I'm enjoying it. Hey, guys, who taught me how to say over? Is there anyone who remember? Those of you guys who have been with me since term 1. Shreyas, do you know who got into my mind and taught me how to say over?
No, sir, I don't know.
Hey, determination. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir, it does, sir.
100%, isn't it?
Yep.
That was dope. I'm not sure where is that guy who used to say dope, and I liked him saying things are dope. Let's see. I think now we can try and tackle this question. I hope you guys did notice that we also have this question. So straight away, let's give it a try and see how far we can go with that. A sailor watching a pirate boat from a cliff notices that the angle of depression from the cliff to the boat changes from 35 degrees to 50 degrees. The height of the cliff is 80 meters. An interesting question. So, there it's a boat. You know, these boats, they've got something similar to that. And then there is Divater, another one. We've got a boat there, and it has that thing over there. So, let's maybe say this is boat D, this is boat C. But you guys need to be able to visualize this thing. So it's more like now there's this cliff, and then from the cliff, down there, there's it's full of water. Let's say this is the cliff, this is the water now. This is the water. So maybe let's say this is whatever at the bottom. It doesn't really matter that much. So this point there, it's actually point B. And there we have our friend. I'm not sure what will be the name of our friend there. So our friend is actually at point A. Let's say maybe this is point A. So now we have our boat there. There is the boat. So this is boat D. And we also have another boat over there. Maybe this is actually boat C. So our friend at the top of the cliff, he's noticing something. He's noticing that when he actually looks at that boat, with reference to the horizontal, for example, the angle formed is actually 35 degrees when he looks at that boat from the cliff. And again, he looks at boat D there. Obviously, he looks a bit down so that his angle can be such that it allows him to look at that. And he notices that with reference to the horizontal, the angle formed is actually 50 degrees. And most importantly, this cliff is 80 meters above let's say, that level of the water. I'm not sure if it now makes a a perfect sense, guys. That diagram, does it now make sense? Can you now relate? Abantwana baka Jesu. Lwandle. Good people. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, it does.
So can you guys see, you shouldn't be scared when you have a look at that, and also when you are given the statement. So most importantly, this thing, it simply means that this is a straight vertical cliff over there. So guys, never ever worry that much when you are given something similar to that. Just try and be able to interpret the given statement. So now we can try and answer the questions. So I'm not sure which one to keep between these two, but I think maybe let's keep the original one. It's fine. You'll have a vision of what I drew over there. So I'm just saying, these things, they exist in real life. It's just that they are being drawn to make things easy. So let's see. Now the question says calculate the distance the pirate boat covered from C to D while the sailor was watching it. So, from what I understand on this question, they actually want us to calculate the distance the pirate boat covered from point C to point D. According to me, I think they actually want us to calculate that distance. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me on that one. Do you guys agree with me on that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here comes a question. How many triangles are we having there, and how many of those are they right-angled triangle? Remember, mention your name and I will recognize
Kholahano.
you. Next one.
Tumelo.
Last one.
Determination.
Determination, go for it.
So I think we have 3 triangles and
Mm-hmm.
on that 3 triangles we only have 1 right angle triangle.
Okay. Let's see. Kuli, go for it. Thanks, determination.
Sam.
Mm-hmm. I'm no longer able to hear a Kolahano. I'm suspecting it could be an issue of network from my side. Let's try. Who is the other? Dumza, can you try say something? I want to check if I can hear you. If I do, then it means network on Kolahano's side. Dumza, what are you saying there?
Say, can you hear me?
Yes, no, I can hear you.
Say we have 2 right angle triangles and
Mm-hmm.
both.
So you're saying how many triangles do we have in total? Let's start there.
2.
We have 2, and you're saying 2 of them are right angle triangle. Is that what you're saying, honorable member?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So two of you guys got something wrong. Of course, we have three triangles, but two of them are right-angled triangle. You just check which one you got it correct. I know the first one got two correct, but what is it? It's more like you got something correct but something wrong for both of you guys. So this is the first, let's say this is the first triangle. There is the first triangle, being that one of ABD. ABD. Another triangle is this one of ABC. Let me just draw it there. So ABC. And then another triangle is this one of ADC. Let's see. That. So ADC. We have 1, 2, 3 triangles. So remember, triangles has 3 sides. And then most importantly, with this triangle of ABD, we have a 90-degree there. And also with this big triangle, it still has that as 90-degree angle over there. Does it make sense to everyone?
Wait, so you are saying that A, B, C, it also have 90 degrees angle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you agree now? Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is just a line in between. So it actually, because of this line, it makes it two triangles, being this one and also that big one. But the small one and that big one, they actually have a common point, which is that one of 90 degree. I'm not sure. Does it make sense to everyone else now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So that means we can only use the trig ratios on these two triangles. Let's see. How can we possibly answer this question, guys? Remember, if you want that distance, then you might need to work on a triangle that will also or actually include point D and C. But before I give you guys the direction to approach this, is there someone who wants to give it a try? Remember, it doesn't matter whether it's wrong or correct. As long as you've said something, it's enough for me. Is there anyone who wants to suggest something? Balega, Kenya uzobili. Balega, 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 balega. Shreyas, do you know the translation of this song? Shravan, do you guys know the translation of this song?
Yes, sir.
What does it say, Shreyas? What does it mean?
Run away.
Hey, waze kanjani, Shreyas? Who told you?
Sir, no, but
So, who's running away, Shreyas? What am I? Who am I referring to?
to ask, sir. We want to
Are you
answer the question.
are you also running away? Hey, these guys. Balega, inyawo zobili. Okay, so let's see. This is what I would do, good people. Remember, I think now this is where it matters the most, guys. You remember I said you can only use trig ratios on right-angled triangle. So how many right-angled triangles do we have? We have two. Where are those triangles? Is this one, this big one, being A, B, and C. And also this smaller one. Let me do it like this so that maybe it might make sense. Also this small one, it's a right angled triangle. And both of them, they are forming a 90-degree angle over there. So now, what if I actually calculate that length from there to there using the trig ratios, and also I calculate that length or that distance from there to D there, from there to there. Then I can say, actually, this smallanyana length from there to there is actually that total minus that smallanyana one there. So it's more like DC. It is actually equals to that total length being BC minus that smallanyana length being BD. I'm not sure. Does it make sense to everyone? Or am I talking something which is also baliki in there?
Makes sense.
Makes sense, sir.
Sense.
Shravan, did you baleka already or are you there? Thabiseng, usasekhona lapho?
Yes, sir.
Is it your first time saying something in my lessons, Thabiseng? I've never heard you saying something.
No, sir. I do speak.
Okay, but did that make sense?
Yes, it does, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now, because we already know our approach, let's try to form a triangle on each of them. Something also very much important, guys. Triangle has three sides, it has three angles. Always, if you want to calculate something, you just want two things. It doesn't matter whether it's an angle and a side. It doesn't matter whether it's two angles. It doesn't matter whether it's two sides. Whatever that you have, as long as it's two things, then it means you can calculate everything about that a triangle. So what I'm actually saying to you guys is that let's identify one triangle and try to work on that triangle. So which triangle can we first start with, or which one do you suggest that we start with? Or maybe let's actually take both of them. Let's actually take both of them over, then say we have A, B, maybe let's start with that one of D. And obviously we have 80 there. And let's also go for this one of what is it? A, B, and then C. Obviously we have 80 over there. So the reason why they gave you these things, it's so that you can easily get that angle and also that angle. Then you are done, guys. 5 marks in the pocket. Can someone tell me, in triangle ABD, which is that ABD, what will that triangle, that angle be, or what can that angle be? Is there someone who can tell? Who can tell? Follow me.
Kulahano.
Kuli, go for it.
Say, isn't it gonna be 35? No,
One,
50.
how much?
50.
How did you get 15 Kolikuli?
50, sir.
Oh, 50.
Yes.
How do you get the 50? Can you explain?
Sacre they're showing that arrow, and then it's the arrow touches the inner circle. So I'm guessing it's the angle for that triangle inside.
Hey, lo mntwana lo uyagesa bakithi. Angazi ukuthi nivumelana naye na. Makhosi. Tumza uyavuma noma cha? Where is Lerato? Okay, not here. Is there someone who's vuming with Kulikuli there? Mina angivumi. If she's guessing, mina angivumi. Let's see. Gogza, should I pray or are you going to pray for our congregation there? Okay, so
Sorry, sir. What was your question?
oh no. I was saying, should I pray or are you going to pray on this one?
I pray, sir.
Hey, lo mfundisi lo akafuni uthandaza namhlanje, angazi ukuthi yini inkinga yakhe. Okay, ningakhathazeki bazalwane, ngizothandaza lizongena ezulwini. Okay, let's see. Kulikuli, can you see there you have 90 degree? Why? Because you have a vertical line and a straight horizontal line. Also there you have that as a reference. So that means you also have 90 degree angle over there, Kulikuli. But now anything that crosses maybe from that point, if they say this is maybe 20, that means the remainder has to be such that when you say 20 plus whatever, it gives you 90. If you have another line like that and they say maybe this is let's say 40, let's say 40. If this is 40, the remaining must be such that when you add that and that, it gives you 90. I'm not sure if you guys are now having an idea. It's more like this line like this. If we have that line like this, guys, obviously if this is 45, that is also going to be 45, because from there to there it's 90 degrees, so that means also there to there it's 90 degrees. If you know this angle, then you must be able to calculate that. If you know this, you must be able to. Does it make sense, guys? Or guys, are you receiving there? Mamfundisi, uyayithola le nthandazo le?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone on the same page? Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, Kulikuli, you tell me, what is angle A in triangle ABD?
angle A is
BD.
ABD. Angle A is 40 degrees.
Angle A, she says, is 40 degrees. Do you guys agree with her on that one?
Yep.
Yes, I
Oh,
agree.
40 degrees. In triangle ABC, what is angle A?
Sir, it's not 45.
Let's see. Is it 45, guys?
No, sir.
No.
Then what is it if it's not 45?
55.
55.
Yeah, huh?
How? Kanjani manje? Hmm? Mamfundisi, uyavuma nawe?
Sir, agree.
So,
Hmm? Hi.
sir,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually 55.
But kanjani? Can you guys explain if you say it's 55?
Anxious say for the first triangles, totally 40, ne?
Mm.
And then for ABC, I said 50 minus 35, which is 15. So 40 plus 15, it's 55.
Okay. 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 So both of you guys are correct. Then I'm going to dedicate this explanation to Shravan and everyone else who's wondering how exactly do we calculate that angle. So to make it easy, Shravan and everyone else, we know that the angle there is actually 90 degrees. So you say 90 minus whatever angle. For example, if maybe you minus that one of 50 to that line, so that means you are dealing with this triangle. So the angle that you're going to get when you subtract 50 is that angle there. So you're going to say a 90 minus 50. How much are you getting there? Is it not 40? It's 40. So that means this is actually 40 degrees in this triangle. So now with this one, you say 90 again minus that. What are you getting there? Minus 35. So can you see? It's giving you 55. So that is how you get a 55 for the bigger triangle, which is that 55 over there. So that means it is very, very much important that you are able to separate those two triangles and still be able to correctly calculate the angles. Does it make sense to everyone, guys?
Sir,
Yes,
can you
sir.
please explain again?
Who needs explanation?
Determination.
Okay. Um, let's see. So, let's see. Okay, so now determination. We know very well that there at the top we have a 90-degree angle over there. So, if we have a line being that line, for example, where they say this angle is actually a 50 degrees. So that means we need to calculate this angle. So that is 90 minus that 50. We know the total angle is 90, but now if we want to subtract this 50, we remain with this angle. So what is that? This is 40. So that is 40 degrees, which is that angle. Let's see, this line of 50, it ended at which line? Can you see it ended at that line? So is from there up to that line. So that means in this triangle, we have that angle being 40. So now let's go for that one of 30. So can you see for this one of 30, what is it, 35, it's somewhere there. So now it's actually from there up to there, they say is 35. But what we need is this inside angle for this triangle. So it's still 90 minus 35 degrees. What are we getting there? When you punch this, is it true that it's 55, or am I getting it incorrectly there?
Yes, so
60,
it's 55.
90. Yes, it's 55. So that's how we got that 55. Does it now make sense to everyone?
Yes, so it makes sense.
Okay,
Yes, that makes
100%.
sense.
Makes sense,
So
sir.
now, do you guys agree that once we have two things on a triangle, we can calculate everything? Do you guys agree? And again, do we have those two things?
Yes, and I agree.
Yes,
Someone agrees?
agree.
All of us, we do agree, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, how can we then continue with this problem? Is there someone who now has an idea of how we can easily tackle this problem?
Yes, sir.
Grace, how can we solve this problem? Hey, kwenzakalani ngesikhaftini manje? Uthatha ukudla kwakho lo mntwana lo.
Yes.
Ubani loyo Coxa? Hey, Ubalekile, who was supposed to answer this question? Was it Grace? Grace, was it not you?
No, sir, it's me, Tumelo.
Oh, okay. Tumza, go for it.
So, sir, I'm gonna start with triangle ABD.
Uzoqala ngani?
Triangle ABD.
ABD. Okay. Abash.
Triangle, we are looking for the length. Yeah, BD, sir. So I'm gonna say 1040 because it's a right angle triangle. So I'm gonna use the trig ratios
Of tan 40 because you're looking for the opposite and you have adjacent. 100%. Let's see. This is BD over 80,
Yes.
80 tan 40. That is equals to BD. So what is BD?
It's 67,136.
67,13 units. What about this one?
We're gonna put the same, sir. 1055 is equals to BC over AB.
BC over A. Tumza, can you try to say over? I just want to hear how it sounds. Can you say over?
Can you say get over?
Hey, get Tumza, get over. Ne?
Yes, get over.
Okay. So let's see. Obviously, we cross multiplies, and so we have 80 tan 55 being equals to BC. So now, what is BC? Let's see.
It's 114,25.
What is it? 200 and?
No, 114,25.
Oh, 114, 0.25 units. So now, guys, are you sure we're not losing you? Because Tumza here, she's taking us to the right direction. Are we all on the same page, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tumza, a Mastubek. Let's see. We're looking for, what is it? A B C D. We're looking for CD. CD we said is equals to a B C minus a B D. So obviously, what is BC? There is BC 114.25 minus 67.13. Then what is now BC?
It's 47,12.
47,12 units. Do you guys agree with
Yes, sir.
Tumza over there?
Yes, sir.
So can you guys see that it is that small information, that little information, which could actually make you fail the whole question, with you not knowing how to come up with these angles? That's where the trickiness is. Do you agree with me there, Tumsa? Can you see how nicely you were flowing there? But if you didn't know how to derive those angles, then it's a problem. Do you agree there, Matumsa? Mamfundis, uyavuma lapho?
Yes, sir.
Determination. Why one? Shreyas, does it make perfect sense?
Yes, it does.
100%. So, can we now confidently move to our last question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see. Let me bring the last question. It shouldn't also be a difficult one. Let's see. What are we having there, guys? I'm just going to quickly read through the given statement. So this is question 5.3. It says a flag pole PQ broken at R, which resulted in the top portion of the pole PR forming an angle of 60 degrees with the ground at P prime. Now, 15 meters away from Q, the foot of the pole. So I think, good people, by just having a look at that, we are able to notice that we actually have enough information to interpret that sketch over there, or that diagram over there. So obviously we just have that pole, which is, what is it, Q and P. It's just a straight pole, and then now it's broken at R, such that that point P, which was there at the top, it is now at the bottom, and it's forming an angle of 60 degrees with the horizontal. And from there to where the new P is actually 15 meters away. For those of you guys who are in Pretoria, as you drive around, do you not sometimes see some street lights being like that? Somewhere in the province, or in the city, or wherever you guys are, do you not sometimes see something similar to that, especially with the street lights?
So I've seen them a lot.
A lot, nah. So, can you see the same thing can be represented mathematically or otherwise in real life when you see it, Kulikuli? You can therefore be able to make an interpretation to say initially it was just a straight line, but it's broken somewhere in between and it forms something similar to that. Remember, guys, I said on a right angled triangle, the moment you start having a two things, just know you are sorted. If you just know one thing, try to think of how can you find the second thing so that you can finish off whatever the triangle that you are dealing with. So I'll read this statement for the last time. A flag pole PQ, there's P, there's Q, broke at R, which resulted in the top portion of the pole PR forming an angle of 60 degrees with the horizontal, with the ground at P prime, which is P that thing there. So now, 15 meters away from Q, the foot of the pole. So the question now says calculate the original height PQ of the pole. I'm not sure if there's someone who'd like to give it a try, guys. I don't think this one is that much complicated, especially that you've seen how we approached the previous questions. Whoever who wants to give it a try, give us a background to explain exactly what the question wants you to calculate and also guide us in terms of how can we calculate that. Just mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member. Anyone who wants to give it a try. You see, now I'm currently eating, guys, and if there's no one who wants to give it a try, I'm telling you, after finishing this meal, I'm going to cook again. I'll just be singing my very nice song.
Sir,
Yeah, boo.
sir, sir, do we not look? So, sir, do we not look for? I'm not too sure how we're gonna do it, but do we not look for side RQ, and then after finding side RQ, we're gonna use Pythagoras to find side RP, and then we're gonna add side RQ and side RP to find the total height. So, but I don't know how we're gonna find side RQ, but I know we need to find side RQ and then use Pythagoras after that to find RP.
Kuli, there you've got a sweet. I'm not sure if you'll be able to grab it. Do you think you can grab it? Should I bring it closer to the... Can you grab it?
No, sir.
Hey. This one is for you.
Sir.
I'm telling you. Makokzen, I know you can add on to that.
Mm-hmm. So you say 1060 is equals to RQ over 15.
Is it over or over? Which one is it, Makokza?
Over.
Mamfundisi. Mamfundisi. Okay, so now what we do?
You cross multiply.
So obviously it means we've got that. Can you see Kuli? So that means as a team we can never go wrong. So what you said there, Kolahanyo, it's important but it's dangerous if you are not able to perform this calculation. I'm just not sure what could be the issue there, Kolahano, but let me just quickly take you through this. So it's more like always you need to know what sides are you having and which trig ratio can you use to find the other side. Remember, you only have 3 trig ratios. You have tan, you have sine, you have cos. If you have 15 meters there and you have 60 as your angle, obviously this is opposite and then this is obviously adjacent and this is what? This is hypotenuse. So ask yourself this question: which side are you looking for? So can you see, you talked about RQs and RQs opposite. So which trig ratio has what you are given and also what you are looking for? Obviously is tan, because tan is opposite over adjacent. So now that is why Makoksa there had to use that. Also, Shravan, it becomes dangerous if you are not able to solve trig problems. Because in this case, you just have a term, you have a term, all you do is just to cross multiply. I'm sure Dumza has done this calculation, she's done already. Dumza, what is 15 times 60 there? What is that?
It's 15 root 3, sir.
So she's saying is 15 the root, no, not over. So is 15 square root of 3. And again, don't round off as yet. Don't write it as a decimal. Just write it as it is and then move on to the next thing. Kolahanyo, I'm going to force you to identify the correct trig ratio to find R prime P. Kogza Makogza, thanks very much for formulating that one. We are in the right direction. Kuli, what do we do?
Sir, I was gonna use Pythagoras, not the trig ratio.
Okay, but now let's say yes, you can use Pythagoras, which is 100%, but in terms of the trig ratio, which trig ratio can you use?
So sine
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna be sine 60
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna be RQ over RP.
RQ, let's see, RQ, sine 60, which is RQ over RP. Hey, is that correct, guys? Do you agree
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes.
Okay. So that means we can have a r cube being 15 square root of 3 over rp there. And then, did I do it correctly? Yes. So for this one, you obviously cross multiply. Then it means you have rp be what is it? Sine 60 degrees being equals to 15 the root of 3. So you now need to remove that sine thing there. Then you divide by sine 60 so that it cancels. Whatever that you do, you also do on the other side. Then what is going to be r that? What will that be?
It's 30, sir.
30, sir.
No, not degrees, but 30 meters. Why meters? Because already there we are given that in terms of meters. So that means all the lengths will be in form of a meter. Otherwise, if you wanted to use cos, how are you going to formulate it?
QP over RP.
So that means you were going to say cos of 60 degrees is equals to QP over RP. Yes, RP. What is QP? QP is already given as 15. So smaller, you now have 15 over that. So you cross multiply and then you divide by cos 60. You should also get that. Are we getting the same thing also there? Hmm?
Yes, sir. It's the same. It's 30.
And then if we use a theorem of Pythagoras, are we also getting the same thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now it means what is it? Total length being PQ is equals to 15 square root of 3 plus 30. What is that? I think it's 45 square root of 3. Am I correct in saying that? Can someone tell what is that?
Sir, sir, I'm getting 55,98.
Yeah, that's correct.
She's breaking. Someone, what are you getting?
55,98.
Shreyas is also breaking. 45. I hear 45. Are you guys saying 45? Let me take out my calculator.
No, it's
So it's
55.
55,98.
15 square. I don't trust you guys. You guys, Shreyas, you guys make noise in the end. 30 that. You see, you guys were saying 45. I'm getting 55,98. You guys make noise. Who's paid here?
Me.
Tumza. Tumele is a petty name. Wabazabu mabina utsula Tumza. Kibo Shriyas. Shriyas, this one I'm sure you don't understand what it means. Mavina Utsula. Do you know it, Shriyas? I'll
No,
give
sir.
you. So it means you guys you dance only when we are dishing. Am I saying it correctly in English there, Tumza? They only start dancing when we are tooling. What is to tool in English? Is it not to dish? Hmm? What determination? How? Le molefe. O hona mo. Molefe. Ntabiseng.
Yes, sir.
Wa kushisha mola, wa kushisha.
Yes, I understand.
Osborne Voisin. Welcome, honorable member. Did you understand there? Osborne Voisin. I think Osborne is.
You understand? I can't communicate because my network is not.
I could hear communication there, but you say you understood most. All is clear, ne?
Functioning well.
Okay, so guys, this brings us to the end of our lesson for today, and I hope you guys did enjoy as much as I did. I think on tomorrow's lesson we might need to go to some deep stuff. But one thing for sure, I can tell you guys, it doesn't get any deeper. It's just you applying your knowledge. I was impressed with all of you guys who participated, because you can see that with all our minds combined, we can be able to correctly answer these problems. So with someone there suggesting something, someone is able to notice something. Somewhere, someone is able to then formulate, and then we are therefore able to do some calculations. And also, it makes it easy for me to explain, especially when you guys are giving me wrong answers more than when you give correct answers. Because if you give a correct answer to me, it's more like it's easy. Then I don't spend much of my time explaining in terms of how you can approach similar problem. I just straight away answer the question. But with you suggesting, I welcome that, and I think that very much, guys. So, is there someone who's got a question before I sign out, or are you all happy?
No question, brother.
No questions, sir. I am happy.
Okay, guys. This brings us to the end of our lesson for today. I hope you did enjoy as much as I did. So, guys, my name is Desmond, and I'm out.
Thank you, sir.